Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Sadie and Sean Have No Friends. We hope you had a wonderful 4th of July holiday. You might not be listening in that time, but if you are listening and following along, then I hope it was a wonderful 4th of July for you and you didn't blow anything off. Or
I saw a meme the other day right before the 4th of July, and it said, "There's a bunch of people in America that are unwillingly going into the weekend,
not knowing they're
gonna
losing a
lose a
limb.
limb. Yeah, gonna lose a limb, something
It's
like
so
that."
true. Did you buy fireworks?
No, I
Okay. Well,
we
are
were
you go?
gone.
Okay, so I told Ryan today, I'm like, we should totally go up and buy some fireworks. But we're gonna go to a fireworks show and we have some sparklers, the stuff you can get at the grocery store. And so I think that's where we're gonna call it a day. Just some sparklers and stuff like that.
I mean, I keep reading that in the state of Colorado, they're really gonna crack down because it's so dry. It's
Yeah.
been so hot that obviously it's dangerous. But we live in a weird area too where you can go, especially you can drive 30 minutes and you can buy the biggest
Yeah.
fireworks that have ever existed. And because they're legal in Wyoming, but they're not legal in Colorado. Anything that leaves the ground in Colorado is illegal. But again, you're 30 minutes away from buying
I
them.
know. I know it's so true. And I love the owners of Pyro City. They're in Cheyenne. They're so great. And so I kind of wanted to go and see them because I see them every year and I have not seen them this year. But then I'm like, you know what? Money is so precious and I'm just going to light it on fire and it's going to pop, bang, fizz. And I'm going to be like, yay, $20.
Dude,
Because
we
some
can
of
tell
those
the
are
story.
insane.
Now that we're not in business with those folks anymore, and I love them too. Like some of the
Yeah.
best people we ever
So
did business
great.
with were the people at Pyro City, just across the border in Cheyenne or just outside of Cheyenne. And I love these people, but
Yeah.
there was one instance, I believe you were there. I don't know if you were there
Okay.
when we almost died. Were you there?
I don't know. Tell me. I don't think we've almost died ever together.
Okay, well then you weren't there. It was
What
me and Big
happened?
Rob. And so I know Big Rob was there. And so
Okay.
we always did what they call endorsements with Pyro City, me, you, and Big Rob. Big Rob also did radio with us in Northern Colorado, if you're not familiar with Big Rob. And
Yeah.
so we would go up there every year and we would film a video. And normally the video was it was very non-risky. We would walk around the store and we would do like a shopping game. But for whatever reason this year you couldn't go, and we decided that we would go up later at night when it was dark, and they were going to show us this new thing.
Oh, you know what? I was pregnant.
You were pregnant with
I was
Murphy. That's what it
pregnant, so
was.
I couldn't go.
That's what it
Okay.
was that year. So
Yeah.
we go up at night. We're not going to do the shopping thing this year. They're really going to promote this new thing. This new thing is it's a launcher
It's a
basically.
Canon 10,000.
Well, no, it's a thing, and you plug in the wicks to all of your fireworks into this thing, and then you can light it on your phone. It's Wi-Fi enabled. And so it's this big like black box thing. And so you take it, and they wanted to show it, and we wanted to get a video. So we go out into this field and right next to where the Pyro City is, and we plug all these fireworks into it. And the dude who was launching them off from the place that night was like, just take your spot and watch. I'm gonna put on a show for you. And he hit the button so that it launched all of them at once instead of just one. And it's Cheyenne. And I don't know what you know about Cheyenne, but the one thing that I know about Cheyenne is it gets really windy there. And so, dude,
Yeah.
he launches all of these. The first three or four go off like they're supposed to, and then whoosh, big wind gust knocks them all over sideways, and they
No.
start shooting like artillery. It's like a war zone, dude. And Big Rob, if you don't know Big Rob, he kind of fluctuates in weight. I think he was bigger at this point
Sure.
than he normally is. I've never seen a 350 400-pound man run so fast. I have my family, he has his family. We're all going different directions and running for
Did
our
you
lives.
stop to help the children, you two?
I can't. I think
Yeah.
we didn't
It's
have Boone
funny.
at the time, so my kids were a little bit older, so
Oh,
they're running too.
yeah.
A lot of people, including myself, ended up behind a giant dumpster, just like just
A giant
ducking for our lives.
propane tank. Yeah.
So the only piece of carnage, somehow, some way, no one got hit. Thank the good Lord, because these things are coming like rockets, dude. They shoot
Yeah.
fast and they're fire, and so it's gonna hurt if it hits you. Well, I think it was Rob. No, it wasn't Rob's car. It was one of the people that worked at the fireworks store got hit, and it put like a freaking hole, like a big dent
In the
hole
coal in
in
the
the
car?
car. Yeah, and so all I think about is like, dude, if that would have hit any of us, that and depending on where it hit us, that's death.
There could be a hole in your body. And you know what? I mean, I know we're pre-recording this because of the 4th of July, but every year you hear about these freaky ass accidents. And I grew up with a brother who had a potato gun, and once he burned his eyebrows off with it, spraying the Aquanet in. And so it's like dumb things are not new to my family, but like you hear about people who they die. Like, not to be heavy here, but you say people are walking into this weekend thinking they're going to not even knowing they're going to lose a digit. I'm talking about like people are going to die because they're going to light shit on fire.
Well, it's basically I mean, some of these things that shoot hundreds and hundreds of feet in the air. Imagine if you're standing next to that and it shoots into your stomach instead of up in the
Yeah.
air. You're done. You're done.
You're done. Oh, the
What a
carnage.
horrible way to die, too. Like, I can think of a lot
No.
of shit ways to die, and that's one of the top ones. Like, being shot with a firework, not a good way to die.
Okay, well, here's what we need to discuss is you say that all the time. That's a good way to die. And I think ultimately sleeping and just dying is the best way to
The
die.
best.
But
Yeah, I
uh,
agree.
everybody agrees on that. But on the other hand, it would be kind of cool for people to be like, Sadie, that Bomb Master 5000 just went right up her ass and out her head, and she died.
That's
And
not
maybe
it's
they
not gonna
put
be
like my
glamorous like that.
picture.
No, it's not gonna be
Glamorous,
like
a
a
rocket
movie.
going from my ass to my head.
Yeah,
Geez,
like, if
Sean.
the fireworks shot up your butthole and through your body, and then the fireworks still came out your mouth, like movie style, that would be a cooler way to die, but it's never gonna work like that. It's not.
Well, then my dream's dead. Anyway, so I guess I'm like preemptively saying I hope you had a great 4th.
Yeah, well, because we record these ahead of time, obviously, and so, yeah,
Okay,
that
can I
felt really good, can I be honest? Because that how Murphy's 6, you were pregnant, so that was 7 years ago, and
yeah.
I could never tell that story because the guy who owns the place was like, "Hey, dude, let's, like, keep that under wraps. Let's not tell people that we almost shot the radio guy that's gonna tell people to come buy fireworks," and I'm not saying, like, full-heartedly, I'm telling you, if you're thinking about buying fireworks, even though it's after the 4th of July, they're not
'Cause they're
paying me
open year
anymore.
round.
Yeah, they're not
They're
paying
so
me
great.
anymore. That's the place to go. These guys are
Mhm.
awesome. They're legit. They know their stuff. It was a horrible accident that night, and luckily nobody got hurt. But I'll never forget the images of Big Rob like running. Like,
It's
dude,
funny
he
because it's funny because when you click into that fight or flight mode, it doesn't matter. Like you just jet right away. Okay, can I move on from this and tell you something that has so royally pissed me off and made me lose a little faith in something I've always had a lot of faith in?
what's that?
Mm, DoorDash. So
I've
here's what
never had
happened.
faith in DoorDash. That's a shit company that rips people off.
Fuck, I didn't know that. I have always had wonderful experiences. I mean, meaning they brought my food and I hope they didn't spit in it. But it was my dad's birthday last a week ago today. And one of our favorite things to do as a family when we were young is my dad and mom would get like a KFC meal and then we'd go to the park.
Mhm.
And that was like our thing. We would always get Kentucky Fried Chicken and go to the park. Uh, so I said, why don't we surprise dad and do that again, like when we were young for his birthday?
A
And
good idea. I like that.
thanks. And so I'm like, we were doing so much stuff on Monday during the day that I'm like, I can't. The KFC right by my house, it closed down, and the other one is like far away. And I'm like, you know what? I can't drive that far and come back. So I door dashed it. Now I will also say that in the year 2024, KFC is apparently a luxury because it is so expensive.
Well,
My
it's
parents would
expensive on DoorDash.
well, so listen. So my siblings and I were like, let's all just split it. Okay. So I order it. It's being brought to my house where I'm then going to drive in the opposite direction to my parents' house. So it gets dropped off. We're getting in the car. This is perfect timing. It's these big bags. And we go up to my parents' house and I get there and I'm so excited. You ever like get excited for food? Like you get excited and you're like, any minute, I'm gonna eat some food. Do you not do that? Because now I feel really dumb because
No. Can't say I have.
Well,
I
I
mean,
don't care.
I get
I
excited to
do.
eat. I get hungry and I get excited to eat, but I don't like count
You
down
don't
the
like
seconds
ever
to
know
like,
you're gonna eat something and
ooh,
then all
chicken, great greasy chicken that's been sitting around for a really long time and probably isn't good anymore.
it's the Colonel's recipe with all the spices, you asshole.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that it doesn't taste better when it's fresh. By the time it gets DoorDash to you, then you take it to wherever you're taking it. We're talking hours upon hours since it's
Well,
been cooked and it's probably soggy.
DoorDash solved the whole issue of that, Sean, because that was a concern of mine as well. But then they stepped in along with the folks at KFC and just didn't deliver any fucking chicken to me. So I had bags full of corn, mashed
Oh,
potatoes.
there was no chicken in
They
there?
did
Oh,
not give
no.
me chicken. So I paid for a DoorDash. I paid, it was
I was
$150
gonna say, like, for that many
for how many
people?
people we had,
Yeah.
150 bucks. Then we pay DoorDash. Then I get to Wellington and I'm like, it's time. I don't care what you say, Sean. I get excited. And I opened it and it was just that moment where, and you continue to dig through the bag like it's Mary Poppins bag and you're going to find it somewhere. Like you're just looking at it going, you got to be shitting me. So, okay, that's annoying. I'm annoyed, but I'm also not one of those Karen people that's like, this ruined my life. Like we all laughed about it and ended up doing something different. But I
What did you do?
call, well, it says if you have an issue, call your
Oh, yeah.
DoorDash
Okay.
driver, which
Like the
she seemed
driver
lovely.
directly?
The driver directly. So you call and I said, hello. We ordered, and she goes, is it KFC? I said, yes. She goes, I said, there is no chicken in the bags, or it was one big bag. And she goes, I asked them at KFC, is this everything? And they said yes. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, you got to call Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, this is not what I want to be doing right now. I want to be celebrating the life of Jim, but I couldn't do that because I'm on the phone with KFC. I call KFC. They're like 16, probably
Mhm.
whacked it off before they made the mashed potatoes that I just ordered. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That was too far. But what I'm saying is, this kid, I'm like, hi. So, because again, I don't think you should go into any situation like blatantly rude. Like misunderstandings happen. So I'm
For
like,
sure.
hi, I had an order picked up. And he goes, yes, there is no chicken in it. And I'm like, yes, yes, correct. He goes, no worries. We have it under the warmer for you. And I am like now 3 towns over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm never going to get my Kentucky Fried Chicken. And so I said, you know what? This really isn't, it's not going to work. By the time we get all the way there and come all the way back, it's everybody's going to be ready for bed. And so I said, can I just get my $150 back? And they're like, you got to call DoorDash. You got to call
Of
DoorDash.
course,
And
right.
I'm like, mother. And I said, but you didn't give the chicken to DoorDash. And he goes, well, I told her there's more and she left. And I go, oh my God, that's a believable story. She was just like, I'm going to psych this bitch out and not bring her any chicken with her KFC, probably lose my Dash job, but it'll be worth it. And so I'm like, okay. Still, I'm not wanting to be a Karen. So I'm like, all right. So then I reach out to DoorDash and I said,
The
hi.
driver again?
No, now I looked online and I got like the
Oh,
actual
now you're
number.
calling
Like,
DoorDash.
oh,
Probably
chicken.
in India? Was it like somebody
Well,
in
shockingly enough, I'm trying to explain the Kentucky Fried Chicken seasoning recipe to somebody in Hindu, and they're like not catching what I'm throwing. And I'm like, no, I paid for this, and you guys don't have to bring me chicken now. We're coming up on 10 p.m. I'd just like you to put that money back on my card. And they're like, you're going to have to go online and you're going to have to fill out a request form and I'm like, this is starting to slowly piss me off because this is taking way too much time
Yeah,
where I
you've
could
been
be,
telling this story for 14
I'm
minutes on the
sorry.
podcast, let alone how long it took in real life.
I'm just so upset. So then I fill out this whole form. What happened? What I paid, blah, blah, blah. Once I press send, within 30 seconds, I get an email from DoorDash. We are so sorry. We have to decline your request. And we know this might be disappointing for you. And we are working every day to provide a better. And I'm like, fuck you. $150. This wasn't
They
like a
didn't
$5.99 deal. So then I thought, "Oh, hell no." So I got that email. I pick up the phone. I call the 1-800 DoorDash number again. I think I got the same person. And I'm like, no, no. You're not just, you can't just send an email saying, nope, sorry.
They said
Maybe
you
next
don't get
time.
anything, by the way, because I've had a
Nothing.
similar situation, and normally what they'll do is they're
Nothing.
like, "It was $150, we gave you some of it, so we'll give you $10 back."
Oh no, nothing, 0. It was like, "Sorry, that chicken dream is gone." Some kid probably took the chicken home and ate it himself.
Yeah.
And, uh, and so I'm like, "Hell no." So I call the 1-800 number again. The same person picks up. I said, "No, no. You can't just say someone is just out that money. Like, I don't have any chicken and I don't have the money." And the lady goes, "Okay, I'm going to send this up to a supervisor and you will be getting a phone call within 24 hours." Sean, we're on hour, what is it now? No one's called my ass. That money is still out there, and so's my chicken. And maybe I should just drive over there and be like, "You owe me 3 family meals, 16 pieces."
Yeah, just keep the IOU. You gotta find the right kid, though, that knows that this
Yeah, but
happened,
here's the
'cause
problem.
there's gonna be a different shift going on right now, and they're gonna be like, "Who's this crazy bitch?"
Yeah, but here's the problem. If I go back to KFC and if I like stir it up and I'm like, "I want my 16-piece chicken meals."
Yes, we all know
You
where this
know
is
what's gonna
headed. Yeah.
happen, Sean. You've said before if you would to ever work in a restaurant, you'd rub your wiener on things,
I've
and
always
I
wanted to
just
put my wiener
know.
in gravy because gravy just seems like like, they put their wiener in an apple pie and American pie. I don't know why he didn't put his wiener in mashed potatoes and gravy because that seems like it'd feel better.
A nice soft pillow. So no, that's my story. I'm out that money and I didn't even get to eat any chicken. And you know what? In this day and age, I don't give a shit who you are. What $150 is a lot of money, you guys. It is to get no
Especially for
chicken.
KFC, which we would have been
God.
disappointed in if you got your chicken.
No, that's not true. They occasionally do it right, and it's like my pupils dilate as I eat it, and I'm like, "Yes,"
Gobble.
and they took that away from me. So now I'm like, I guess, what do I do? You go to the restaurant, and the restaurant's like, "Not my
Well,
fault."
you don't
And then
give
you
up.
go to
I think you
I
just keep
don't give up. What
I
is this,
think
my life?
well, for a minute, you got time, let's be honest, so
You don't know what I have.
let's let's just keep pinging DoorDash. I don't think going to KFC is the right route because those people, even though it was their fault, they don't have the money. DoorDash has the money, and so you ultimately want the money. You don't want the chicken at this point because the chicken is
It's gonna
past.
be duty
And so
chicken.
you gotta, yeah, you gotta hit DoorDash. You gotta just be annoying
So
until eventually they're like, dude, give the bitch her money back because we don't want to deal with her anymore.
well, I did call KFC back and I talked to the manager, which I felt so gross being like, "Do you have a manager there?" And the kid was like, "Yes." I'm like, "Can I talk to the manager?" And it was a woman. And this pissed me off too, because she goes, "Well, when he came to get your order, he didn't take it all." I know because I was here. And I said, "Really?" He was a she, ma'am. Give me my money back. I don't want to play this game with you. But I don't know. I don't know what to do.
So what did the manager of KFC say?
Gotta call DoorDash.
Well, that's what I'm
And
saying.
DoorDash is just like a shut door. They're like, hell no, we're not giving you your money back. I
I
don't
would call DoorDash and be like, "Hey, they told me somebody was gonna call within 24 hours. It's now been
I
57
know.
hours. No one's called me. I'm poor and I can't afford to feed my family now because you have my
Oh, so
$150.
like
So
paint a
somebody's gonna
picture.
need to figure it out before I die and I sue you for a lot more than $150."
Is that what you'd say?
Yes.
Sean, you
Mhm.
would say that.
No.
Max Powers would say that, but I don't think you would say that.
I'd probably just hide under a rock at this point and be like, "I'm out 150 bucks."
Well, and then Ryan's like, "I thought when you got the bag to put in the car, it was small." And I'm like, "You think you could have mentioned that before we drove another town over and been like, that's a little light. What did you order?" And I would have been like, "Hey, yeah." And then we could have, it would have sucked, but there's worse things in life. We could have just driven and taken a longer route to my parents'
Right.
house. But um,
I
no, it
will
was
tell you this,
disappointing.
I've kinda gotten, like, when I don't get barbecue sauce from DoorDash, because DoorDash screws you. Like, every
I've
menu
never had a bad DoorDash.
no, not on that part, not
Oh,
just,
you
like,
mean on the
missing your
money?
chicken, on the money. So, not only is every menu item up costed, so, like, $3 to $4 more per item.
Yeah.
Like, there's an ice cream shop that's a ways away from my house, but I love their ice cream, and you can buy pints. And if you go into the ice cream shop, it's $7 a pint. If you order it on DoorDash before any of the fees or
It's
delivery
12.
charges or tips, it's $11. So
Yeah.
it's $4 more than just going to the store, not to mention all the extra stuff they charge you for too, because there's fees and tips and all of that involved. And so I don't feel bad doing this, but I do this. Like every time I get DoorDash, if they forget my utensils, if they forget my barbecue sauce, if
What?
my French fry thing is not completely full, if something is haywire, you can go on the app and you can say something went wrong with my order, and you simply tell them, and they always, even the barbecue sauce or the fork thing, they'll offer you like $3, and I'm like, all right, it's a
Okay,
win for me.
FYI,
And they
they
put
said
$3 in my
no to
account.
me. They said no. I did
Well,
that.
because my orders are probably like $20. Your order's 150, and they're like, we
Which
ain't good.
wouldn't that be even more of a reason why they should be like, wow, this person spends money? And sadly, it's embarrassing to admit, but if they look back on my account, they'd be like, we can't lose her. We'll go out of business.
I think that's why they were doing it to me. It was actually not this year, but last year. And so 2023, I always try to make, as cliche as it is, I try to make a New Year's resolution every year and something attainable that you can actually do. And my 2023 New Year's resolution was to get rid of DoorDash. And so,
Really?
yeah, because I had a problem. Like I was that person too that was keeping them in business. And so in 2023, I got rid of it.
I got to get rid of it. This broke my heart. I've moved on. My Dairy Queen cake deliveries that I regular make, done. DoorDash, you've lost me. And it makes me sad because it wasn't the DoorDash. Here's what I think happened. If I'm a detective, I'm thinking the dude at the chicken place who just jerked off in the mashed potatoes forgot to give my chicken to the
Yeah,
lady.
sounds
And
like it.
then, tried to dig his way out, told the manager, and then the manager's like, I was here. It was a dude. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. And but that's a lot of money.
Here's how to make DoorDash better.
I've
What they
really
need to
been
do,
wanting to buy some more candles, but I'm like, no, Sadie, you're gonna keep your
yeah,
nose clean. And then KFC gets it.
what they need to do is they need to have the DoorDash driver, because I think this happens often, and I don't know why they haven't done this already, but they need to have the DoorDash driver look at a receipt and go through and check off
Yes.
everything and make sure it's on there. I mean, it's an extra 2 minutes, but it's worth it because it saves them a lot of trouble as well. Then they
I
don't
don't
have to
know.
deal with people like you and people like me who didn't get their barbecue sauce. Then they have to give me $3 and $4, and that adds up.
Sean beat the system.
I
I'm
did.
getting screwed over. I don't know. So I guess that's going to be on something that I do. I'm going to stay on hold and I'm going to talk, and they're going to say, okay, yeah, we're going to send you up even higher. I bet they all put me on hold and laugh, and they're like, she's so stupid. I'm like, I think this is it. I'm going to get my money back. But I'm very disappointed. I will never order from them again. And that is, if you do that to so many people, I don't know.
There's other services out there too. There's
What are
Uber
the other
Eats,
ones?
Uber Eats,
That's right.
and there's Grubhub. And Grubhub is actually now on my phone, even though I had that New Year's resolution and I got rid of DoorDash and I got rid of them all. But I have Grubhub back now because they did a deal with the company I have my cell phone service through. So you get their like
Yeah.
Grubhub Plus or whatever, where the delivery fees are free. So have it on there just in case like there's ever
Oh,
a
see,
moment where I
that's a
need to
good
use
deal.
it.
Because have you
The
ever
menu items are still $7 more than they
Oh, are
normally are.
they?
You
Because
just get
have
the delivery free, so it's like an extra $3 you get off every time.
when we were growing up, we ate Pizza Hut. That was like our pizza of choice. My parents always. So it had to have, I would imagine, be very reasonably priced, like not
Yeah.
bad. If you order Pizza Hut, if you order it from DoorDash, which again, you're gonna have all the fees and all that shit. If you order one large pizza, it's like 76.94, and you think, what? It's
I don't know why
insanity.
anyone orders Pizza Hut off of DoorDash, because there are still places, mostly pizza places, that do their own delivery where you don't have to pay the outrageous prices. You still pay the Pizza Hut price. Yes, you still pay a delivery fee and you still tip the driver, so it's more than going to pick it up, but you don't pay the DoorDash ridiculous stuff.
I
Why would
know.
you ever order Pizza Hut on DoorDash? But people do.
Because I don't wanna say what town this Pizza Hut I'm ordering from, but they have many times forgotten everything. And so then I have to call that. This is a thing for me, and I don't want it to be a thing anymore. I just wanna, like, live up to my chicken licking expectations and be like, I wanted to tuck myself into bed and be like, "Shit, I ate so much of that chicken." I was excited, but What are you gonna
It's a
do?
different time too, because you do remember, and there's a lot of people in our age group that remember where there was a time where the only things you could get delivered to your door were pizza and Chinese food. That was it.
Yeah.
And now we live in an era where you got to pay for it, but
And
you
what's
can
weird is
anything under the sun will get delivered to your door if you want it.
it's like, while we bring your burrito, do you want us to stop at 7-Eleven and
Yeah,
grab you some
right.
Pall Malls? And it's like the friend I don't have that I would love. Like, you brought me food and you want to stop at the pet store because I'm out of birdseed? Yes. That's so nice of you for offering. And then you have to pay him out the ass. But I think I'm done. I think my delivery days are over. I'm going to buck up. I'm going to get back in the world. Now, pause right here because we still have a few more minutes and I want to tell you something else. Since that was so riveting. But let's thank the folks at Talent Co Real Estate, homeandnoco.com, and go look at the home of the week. Yesterday, I said it was a hot tub overlooking like a pond. It's a pool overlooking a pond, which is 700 times cool. And so
Not
I
if
just
the
wanted to
pool's
mention that.
cold. If the
No,
pool
it's a
doesn't,
heated pool.
it
It's a
is a
heated
heated pool.
pool.
Can
I
you
know.
make it hot tub temperature?
They don't even care what probably they don't even care what they get on DoorDash. They're like, yeah, we'll throw in, you know how at the end they're like, you want to add these things? And they add all those things.
If I had a
That's
pool, I would invite the DoorDash driver to come swim with me when he dropped my chicken off.
no, you wouldn't, Sean.
Why
Okay,
wouldn't I?
so go to homeandnoco.com for the home of the week. Now back to listen. I have another really dumb story. It's not as riveting as but it's kind of it's something that's very embarrassing. And it happened at Walmart today. Sean knows me, and so he said, what I said, what time? And then I said, I'd like to go to Walmart today. He knows that's one of the 4 places I
It's a
venture
big
into the
day.
world.
That's exactly
He
my
goes,
response. That's a big day for you.
"Oh, big day." And I'm like, "Yeah, no shit." And so I go and I've talked on like I think it was yesterday's episode about mosquitoes and I just destroyed. And I'm like 8 years old where I try to not scratch and I'll use that sucker thing that I was talking about
Mhm.
yesterday. And for the most part it works, but then there's some places like right here or on your hand where it's not flat enough where you could do a suction thing on it. And so what I do is I don't even realize I do it. I scratch myself like raw until I have like a scab, which is disgusting. So I'm in Walmart today, most likely looking like a meth head because I'm covered in scabs. And we're checking out, and I just grazed my arm, just scratched it really quick, grazed it, and my nail cut this scab, and I start like bleeding, like profusely. I have nothing to clean the blood up with. And so I'm trying to be like chill about it and like, the lady in front of you with all the sores on her that she's itching is now bleeding everywhere. And so I'm like, you know what? Play it cool because it's on my arm and I could feel it, the blood going down my arm and my hand. And I'm like, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I will take a bag. And then Murphy's with me and she's like, oh, there's blood everywhere. And I'm like, shut up. And so I looked completely disgusting. I had blood everywhere. I don't know. I'm a bleeder, I guess. But the lady behind me took pity. She was like Princess Diana when she went on that African AIDS trip. And she was like, here, would you like a tissue? She touched my fingers, which was shocking. And I'm like, thank you. Because she probably thought this poor crackhead. But I'm not, guys. I just have mosquito issues. Thank you so much for listening to. Do you
It's
have
only
anything you
good.
want to add?
No, I really don't.
Thanks for being a great partner today.
You got it, buddy. I hope you have a
Now
great
hold
day.
on, hold on.
Oh, we're not done. You're not letting me off that
Thanking our
easy.
show. Stop. People are gonna think you have Munchausen by proxy, and I'm making you do this shit.
Well, truth be told,
I know I make him. That's it. Let's just end it there.
well, why didn't you let me end it 14
Well,
seconds
because
ago when I
okay,
tried
then
to end
I'm
it
gonna
much
take
more
this.
smoothly?
I'm gonna. I know. I'm gonna take this moment to thank our show sponsor, Christiana Salon and Spa. Tell them Sadie and Sean have no friends, and you're going to get 10% off whatever you get done. Massage, facial, you get your hair done. Guys can go in, and they're located in Johnstown, right next to the Shield. So you just kick your husband out of the car, and then you go get a facial. Zing.
Or your husband goes to Christiana Salon too, and they get double the business, and they're happier with us.
Because you're gonna get your hair cut and your pubes cut too.
I need my haircut.
You do. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
Subscribe. I hate saying that. I hate that.
Then
You
quit
have
saying
to.
it. People
You
already
have
know.
to.
Do you think I want to know an
Sean, cut
honest
the
poll?
clip
No,
off.
I want to know. I want to know. Does Sadie saying subscribe encourage you to subscribe? Or were you either going to subscribe or not subscribe before she even said it?
Can I tell you, I think that people, including myself in the past, was confused by the whole thing because I thought if you just listen to it or watch it on YouTube, then I always thought that meant, you watch the show. So it's in your algorithm library. But it's not. You got to click subscribe. It's
Okay.
stupid. And I
All
hate
right.
it so much. And I
Please,
feel douchey saying it, but I'm
please click
sorry.
it. Please click it.
Bye.